All right. Hello, everybody. It's Colleen Sedgwick from Pet Nanny Coach. This is my Facebook group. I should say our Facebook group, Jess. And everyone, this is Jessica Abernathy. Jessica, for those that don't know, is my right-hand woman at Pet Nanny Coach. Jess has gone through all of my programs and had amazing results, and such good results that she's actually become a coach and really like such an amazing support system for myself and all of our students at Pet Nanny Coach. So we love Jessica. And I want these to be a little different. I usually do our monthly live training, which we do over Zoom with slides and workbooks and all that. I want this to be a little more casual, shorter, and just talk about some really important topics in our industry that are going to help you create more balance, more money, more freedom, and more impact in your life. Okay. So today's topic is overcoming exhaustion and achieving a work-life balance as a pet sitter or a pet sitting business owner. But real quick, for those that don't know me or my story, hi, everybody. All right, for me to see who's commenting, because I really love to connect with you guys, you have to go to StreamYard and put your give them permission to access your information so I can see your profile. How do I comment here, Jess? I'm trying to comment, but it's not.
I was trying to figure that out really quick too. So
okay.
I'm working on it.
Okay, because I want to see you guys and who I'm talking to. All right. So for those real quick, don't know my story. I started my business 23 years ago. I was a school teacher teaching special education. I taught 7-year-olds with Down syndrome. And within my first year of teaching, I quickly learned that this was not the path for me, the career path, that I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I launched this amazing pet sitting business, having no idea what was in store for me and what it was going to turn into. But all I knew is that I was going to walk some dogs and try to figure out my life. And then it just kind of grew into this. But what happened with me in terms of exhaustion and overwhelm and not having a work-life balance is that I ended up being the total bottleneck in my business. I was the pet sitter, the dog walker, the house sitter, the scheduler, the emailer, the marketer, the hirer. I mean, like I wore every single hat, and I didn't stay at home at my own bed ever. I was house sitting almost every night. I was 24 years old. And my quality of life was not great. All right. So I almost quit. I almost went into pharmaceutical sales, said goodbye to all, 3 feet from gold. Little did I know what I could create and not have to work those types of hours. So this is a topic that I hold very close to my heart. And I'm working with my Multiply Mastermind students on it all of the time, because it doesn't have to be this hard and you don't have to be exhausted all the time. Even if you don't want to grow a team, you can still do things that are going to fill you up and take care of your well-being. Okay. All right. So, and Jess, do you want to talk a little bit about, your experience with this overwhelm and exhaustion?
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I joined your program a long time ago in a far off land. I just was tired of doing everything all the time. And I was struggling at the time when I took your program of hiring and always going back into the business. So I would hire people and then I would still throw myself right back into the business. And I was 24/7 all the time. And I had to step away or I was going to lose my mind because like you said, we wore every hat, and I learned very quickly that you have to have some kind of life work balance. And, through the program, I started to learn how to do that again. And I've got my sanity back. So now
what do
I'm
I always
you
say?
teach it.
Your business is supposed to serve you, but as pet sitters, we have this mindset that it should be the other way around. Yes, we love our human and furry clients and we want to do everything for them. But when your business is literally making you ill or you are so tired from working around the clock, that is not any quality of life that I would suggest. Agreed?
Agreed. 100%. And we forget that. And a lot of people forget that.
A lot of people forget that. Yep. And I'm here to tell you today that it doesn't have to be that way. All right. So let's start with the challenges of maintaining a work-life balance as a pet sitter. Okay. So the first challenge is that if you are a solo pet sitter and you are trading hours for dollars, meaning that you don't get paid unless you show up and actually do the work, then it has this fear of, well, I don't want to say no to any reservation requests because I need to make a living and I need to live. So there's the fear of that. You actually have to trade your time in order to get paid. All right. This is something I teach to my Multiply Mastermind students. It does not have to be that way, but that is definitely a fear. Another fear is most don't want to lose out on the income they have a fear of losing a client. So if you actually say like, no, I'm not available this weekend, I have a wedding, then you're fearful that the client's going to say, oh, well, okay, I'm going to find someone else and not use you anymore. So these fears start creating this story in our minds. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to make a living. And oh my gosh, I'm going to lose all my clients if I say no. And therefore we get into the petpreneurial trap of working around the clock. All right. And these fears and expectations create a business that is not only demanding, but extremely time consuming and exhausting. And it's not the rewarding experience that you had hoped by going into the field of working with animals. And by neglecting your work-life balance, it's actually detrimental to your well-being and the overall success of your business. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Plus, burnout is inevitable. I am proof positive. Like I just told you guys, I was 3 feet from gold and I was this close to walking away from something that is amazing and has served my life and my clients, my pet sitting clients' lives so well. All right. So let's talk about the negative consequences. All right. So if you're not taking care of your well-being, if you're exhausted over all the time and you don't have a work-life balance, number one, your productivity is going to suffer. When you're constantly exhausted, you don't feel like doing the work that you need to do to not only grow your business, but productivity in your life. Not showering, not taking care of yourself, not taking care of your homes. Everything else gets put on the back burner because you're out in the car at clients' houses all day. So forget about growing the business. It's like taking care of yourselves, your productivity just in life in general. You start neglecting your relationships. And this is something I hear all the time, whether it's a spouse, it's your friends, it's your family. You are not paying attention and showing up and nurturing the relationships in your life like you should. We are human beings. We are wired to have personal relationships. But if you balance your work and personal life, you'll have the time to invest and put energy into maintaining those healthy connections. All right. It can result in declining health. So neglecting your personal well-being due to excessive work can lead to various health issues, including increased stress, sleep disorders, a weakened immune system, and higher risk of developing chronic diseases. And you guys think I'm kidding with this? I am not kidding with this. We talk to sitters all the time. I cannot even tell you the array of health issues that we run into and we see with our students because they're not taking care of themselves because they're out all hours of the day and night, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. There's also a lack of personal fulfillment. So if you don't have a proper work-life balance, it's going to be challenging for you to engage in the things that you love to do, your hobbies, your personal interests, or spend any time on self-care. I know I didn't used to take care of myself at all. Now self-care is like a major part of my routine. And without it, I don't even know how I would be able to manage. But this is going to lead to a diminished sense of personal fulfillment and satisfaction if you keep going down this road. You also have reduced creativity. So constantly being immersed in work without taking breaks or having any time to do the things in your life that you enjoy, this is going to stifle your creativity, your innovative thinking, hindering personal and professional growth. All right. So you're not going to have not only you're not going to have the energy to put into growing your business or your relationships or all these things in your life that are important to you, but you're not going to be able to even like come up with like the ideas that are going to help you move your business forward. And just jump in at any time if you have any thoughts about these points. All right. And lastly, it's going to increase your stress and your anxiety. An imbalanced work life can contribute to heightened levels of stress and anxiety, negatively impacting mental well-being and an overall quality of life. I know I had like this fear that I was going to miss visits and I'd wake up in the middle of the night in cold sweats like, oh my God, did I go see that Westie? Oh my God, did I go see that cat? Oh, the parrot over in Wayne. Did I remember? Oh, and it never left me. And the fact that they could get in touch with me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and my clients could decide that they want to get up and leave and just say, "Oh, we're leaving for Atlantic City. We need you to come tonight," even though I have dinner plans with my friends. It was just a constant responsibility and like cloud over my head. I was like, this is not worth it. I would much rather go back to working, go back to teaching, or get like a corporate job. I was like, I started this business so I could have freedom in my life. This is like, now I just created all these like mini bosses in my life with all my clients who were like, we need you. And I was like, I will be there. I will drive your daughter to field hockey practice. I use that all the time, like these crazy, requests that I got that I did. So, yeah, stress and anxiety, it's a real thing. And somebody here says, that happens to me. You jump out of your sleep with worry. Yes. Guys, I'm going to put these instructions. I'm going to go over to Facebook really quick and put these in the comments because I want to see who is.
I'm on the line with Evan right now trying to find the chat box.
Okay. I just posted the instructions like directly on Facebook. Okay.
Yeah. Evan and I are having a nice little conversation that there is no chat box for you and I.
All right. So work-life balance is not a luxury, but an absolute necessity for pet sitting business owners or solo pet sitters. I don't care what role or hat you wear with your company. It is an absolute necessity because you are going to burn out, you are going to get sick, and inevitably you will probably quit. But if you prioritize your well-being and your personal life leads to increased productivity, you're going to have better relationships and overall happiness. All right. So today I want to explore some strategies for you to be able to start achieving more balance. All right. So first things first, identify and address the exhaustion. All right. So signs of exhaustion, you're feeling constantly tired, both physically and mentally. That's not normal. I think a lot of us just think that that's like a normal state of being. We get so used to it. And I was 24 years old, by the way. I'm 46 now. I would not be able to do it. And some of our students that I've helped, they are older than I am now. Like, I don't know how they maintain it. How do you think they maintain that? Like, it's like a new normal for them, right? They just think, okay, this is the way it needs to be.
Right. It's not normal. I mean, when you hear them tell you that their hair is tired, it's just like, it's not normal. You know what I mean? I had somebody tell me that recently, and I'm like, that is not normal. It's just not healthy either. It's
My
like,
hair is
no,
tired.
my hair's tired. I'm like, that's not normal. You need to take a break. And they're like, I don't understand. I'm like, nobody's going to miss you that much. I promise you. You know what I mean? And the world will not stop,
Right. And you're
need
not going to be available at all if you keep going down this path.
Right. It totally explained that one, but that cracked me up. My hair's tired.
My hair's tired. My hair's kind of tired. Okay. Other signs, difficulty concentrating and making decisions. That's a big one. Decreased motivation and enthusiasm, increased irritability, and mood swings. Again, none of these signs are normal. And I think that pet sitters just believe that this is how I felt for so many years, that this is a normal way of being. And I'm here to tell you that it's not. With me, when I was stuck in the grind and I was not performing at my best level in terms of being the best pet sitter. And I had a client that is still with me to this day, 23 years. She forgave me for this, what I'm about to tell you, but I locked her indoor cats out of her house. Hello, pet nanny, worst pet nanny in the world. Like, she was like, Colleen, what is going on? I was like, I didn't even know what to say. I was like, I don't even know how I did that, but I was not paying attention. And my attention to detail was just completely gone because I was checked out, because I was burned out. I was exhausted. And that was like that was the defining moment where I'm like, I needed to either get out of this or try a different way.
Yeah.
All right. So when you have exhaustion, we need to address it. And here are some strategies that you can implement to avoid it. All right. So we want you to start managing your workload more effectively. All right. So first things first, you can prioritize tasks and create a schedule to ensure a more manageable workload. And in our mastermind, one of the first things we do is we teach our students time management, because if you cannot manage your time, you are not going to be able to scale your business and multiply your business. So we talk about creating a model calendar to work from. This may also look like you changing your calendar to say, okay, I'm only going to do midday dog walks. I'm not going to do mornings. I'm not going to do evenings. I'm not going to do weekends. We have students who have strictly midday walking businesses and they're very lucrative. Or they say, all right, I'm going to do the midday dog walks and I'm going to build a team around doing the mornings, the evenings, and the weekends. So that way I have time to rest and I have time to work on the growth of my business. So it might just be looking like, okay, you don't have to burn the boats completely. I know so many of you, this is like your passion and you love being with the animals, and that's great. I'm not telling you need to change everything, but that may be something. Or you could say, all right, I don't want to hire anybody, period. I hear that a lot from you guys, and that's fine too. Maybe partner with another pet sitter and you guys take every other weekend off. Or one week they do the nights and then you do the nights the following week. Something where you can breathe. There's always a way for you to delegate some of the work. All right, here we go about setting boundaries with your customers. So defining specific working hours and communicate this to your clients. As I mentioned, I was on call 24 hours a day. And there was no text messaging back then. I always say that, don't I, Jess? If there was text messaging, you probably would have hit way sooner. All right. So now here's the expected time. We are open 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. We check the voicemail we monitor the voicemail in the evenings and on the weekends for emergencies, but anything that's non-emergency related, you will hear back from us the next business day. Period. End of story. My manager, I have a manager that's been with me for 13 years. She runs the business and she checks the email and the phones in the morning, in the afternoon, and then before closing, and then it's done. Here and there she'll pop in. We have someone that, pops in here and there just to monitor, just to make sure everything's okay. But that's it. We're not getting back. We're not doing scheduling. We're not putting last minute things on there. Otherwise, we're just going to drive ourselves crazy.
Well, it's also the thing that we have to think about too, is this: we're in a society now that the expectation is you jump, and if you set that expectation, you know what I mean, they're going to expect it every time.
Exactly.
And you don't every time. So if you answer like all the time, you know what I mean, it's just they expect it. So if you don't answer right away, they're going to be like,
oh, that thing's going off. Oh my God. Well, I turned my phone off, just saying. That FEMA buzzer thing's coming in. I can't hear you anymore. Your sound went off. Oh, because of the thing. Okay, got it. All right. You need to teach your clients how to communicate with you and what expectations they should have. So no, we do not want you to text message us. You can email us, you can leave a voicemail on the business phone, or you can submit your reservation request through the software. Those are the 3 ways to get in touch with us. All right. Another boundary: learning to say no to extra commitments that exceed your capacity. You already have 15 visits a day on your schedule over the Thanksgiving holiday, and you get a last minute request. No, the answer is no, right?
Stop. Yeah, that's it. No, stop. I'm telling you to stop. 15 is enough. Stop.
Right. I thought you were telling me to stop. I'm like, stop.
No, stop. 15's enough. Your hair's going to be tired at 16. Okay. So stop.
Exactly. And then also avoid work-related activities during your personal time. So if you're at a family function, you're at Thanksgiving dinner, don't be checking your phone for voicemails, for emails, for text messages. Be present in the time. And if you create these boundaries, not only for your customers, create boundaries, set expectations for your customers. How do you want to be communicated with? When will they hear back from you? And then having accountability and a boundary for yourself that you are going to shut it off at certain times after your workday is over. It's done. Okay. And then anytime you're out with doing your personal things, it's done. You need to hold yourself accountable because nobody else is going to do that for you. And if you really don't want to do that, then you hire, then you delegate, and we'll talk more about that. I can't see who's, but let's say we've been in business for 20 years. I'm 55 now and I have trouble multitasking. Understood. Office hours and closed on Sundays, so important. Agreed. And no requests 1 to 2 weeks before Thanksgiving week and Christmas. All right. Very smart.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Another tip is to unplug and disconnect. Very hard for all of us. I get it. I like to watch my TikTokies at night. That's like my I don't even like really watch TV that much more unless it's the Housewives. But honestly, taking a break from technology is so good for your soul, for your inner being. I was talking today with our students about doing abundance walks every day. So go out with your pups, enjoy the beautiful here in Pennsylvania. It's like just absolutely gorgeous this time of year. Think about abundance. Think about all the things that you want to create in your life and just unplug all of that stuff, all the technology. It's going to do wonders for your inner being. I promise. Not easy. I'm going to be honest. I don't practice it all the time, but I really, truly try to do it at least once a day, to turn it off and just be present, meditate, however you fill your soul up.
The Apple has the health app. It has it so you can set it up for your sleep time, which I still don't get my 8 hours. But the fun thing about that is that it'll start like, so I say I want to go to bed by 9 because I'm a really early riser.
Yeah.
At 45 minutes before 9, it actually shuts my phone off. So that way you get, so that your phone, you know what I mean? It's like, it shuts it down. So that way you get downtime. So that way you shut TikTok, Facebook, Reels, all that stuff. So you start decompressing. And I love that,
Yeah.
I think that's the best.
That's a boundary you're setting with yourself. Amazing.
Yeah.
And now we have the technology that's going to help you even do that. Love that.
Yeah, yep.
All right. And prioritizing self-care, which most of us do not do. But if you make self-care a priority in your daily routine, you're going to see a world of difference in your life. So this includes activities such as getting enough sleep. Who here gets enough sleep? Let me know in the chat. I want to know. Eating well-balanced meals. I started this week eating well-balanced meals. I was eating like total crap pretty much for the summer. And early fall. And I'm like, I have got to get my life together, because you feel like crap when you eat like that, right? So prioritizing well-balanced meals. I'm back on my Peloton. I've lifted weights today, exercising, and setting time aside for relaxation and hobbies that bring you joy. So I love to golf. I love to play tennis. I love to play paddle, and I make those a priority in my life. Not only does it give me the personal relationships with my friends to see, but I'm also exercising and I'm outside and I just feel so much better. And what my Nana always used to say, honey, you take care of yourself because nobody else will.
Nope.
And nobody else will. That's true. So if you don't take care of yourself, I don't know what to tell you. And someone said, thanks for the health app info, Jess.
It's great.
All right. So let's see. We already talked about that. Okay. All right. So by managing your workload, all right, so maybe looking at your calendar and blocking out time that you are not going to be doing work and delegating that to either a pet sitter or an administrator, setting boundaries with your clients and yourself, and prioritizing your self-care, you're going to combat exhaustion and start thriving in your business. All right. So let's talk about time management and prioritization practices. Like I said, this is the number one thing we start working on with our Multiply students, because it is the number one thing that you need to be able to do to scale your business. If you cannot manage your time, it doesn't matter what I give you to do or implement, you're gonna struggle. All right. So effective time management is crucial for pet sitting business owners to maintain their productivity, to reduce their stress, and to achieve that healthy work-life balance. So let's explore some time management techniques. All right. So first, we want you to prioritize your tasks based on urgency and importance, or what's going to move the needle. So I wish I wrote this down. Who's the guy that said, eat the frog first?
Oh, you ask me this every time and I have to Google
it. Stephen Covey, maybe, I think said it. So basically, we wake up and we just start getting into our email inbox, or we go to our voicemails, or we go to our reservation requests. And what you have to understand is that is other people's to-dos. They want you to check off a to-do for them. So starting your day off like that, you're starting off reactively versus efficiently and strategically. All right. So you need to think, all right, what do I need to get done today that's most important to me, whether it's your self-care, whether it's your business growth, whatever it is, that is what you do first. You eat the frog first or something like that. I think Jess is going to look it up for me.
Well, Mark Twain said it a long time ago, but that's not who we're talking about. I know that. It's where did he go? Where did it go? Where'd it go? Where does that go?
Brian something. All right.
Yeah, it is. It's Brian Tracy.
Brian Tracy. Okay. Got it.
Yep.
Utilize time blocking to allocate specific time slots for different activities. So this is a strategy we teach to our Multiply students, is creating that model calendar. So when you get up in the morning and that from 7 to 8, you're going to exercise, meditate, and journal. That's going to be your morning routine. Then you are going to come to your office and tackle that major priority that you need to get done for yourself, or whether that's around the house or not. And then you might have administrative task time. This is the time you're going to answer the phones, return emails, do the scheduling, all of that. You have those time blocks throughout the day. You have time blocks for paddle, tennis, and golf, say for me. I have time blocks for social media. You guys notice, like, the only social media I really do truly is with you guys. Like, I come to Pet Nanny Coach community. I go to my Multiply Mastermind and my Launch and Growers. And other than that, I am not too active on social media because it's too much of a time suck. I don't have the time to do it. But anyway, I digress. Taking the time to time block and create a model calendar. All right. And then having the skill of breaking down your projects and your tasks into tiny, manageable tasks. We had our goal planning session today with our masterminders, and we talk in depth. Okay, what result do you want to create by the end of this month? What's the project you're going to do? And it's not like, oh, I need more sitters. No, that's not a project. What project are you going to do to get how many sitters? And we map that out. So we know that all of the little steps that they need to take to create the result that they want in their business. All right. So that is a skill. It takes practice, but we do it every month with our students to help them get there. All right. So those are some basic time management techniques. All right. The significance of setting priorities. Again, Brian Tracy, identifying the tasks that will contribute to your business growth or your well-being or your client satisfaction. Then determining, okay, I don't need to do all of these. I can delegate or I can eliminate. It doesn't need to be done at all. That's another skill. And focusing on the high priority tasks that are going to maximize your productivity and efficiency. So really having the ability to maybe sit down, we call it a brain download, where you're taking everything out of your brain that you need to get done and then taking a highlighter. I got all these highlighters in here, and you're highlighting the ones that are priority that you're going to get done first. And I say only focus on 3 at a time so you don't get overwhelmed.
I say 2.
Okay.
I always tell our people 2 at a time, just so that way they don't just give me 2 a day, because that's 60 at the end of the month. 2 a day, 6. You know what I mean? So, and I know you always say 3, but I always tell them, just give me 2. Just give me 2. That's always I ask. 2. That's it. 2.
All right. Very good. And then you can also organize your tasks using digital tools like calendar apps. We love Google Calendar at Pet Nanny Coach, but you can use iCal. There's a million different options you can do. And then you can use a task management software. So you can create projects or to-do lists in softwares like Notion, like Asana, like Trello. I don't care what you use, but if you can digitize all of this, and as you grow your team, then we know who's working on what. But that's some high level stuff we don't need to get into today. And then or you can just be simple. If you're a pen to paper type of girl, I love lists. I still use like a copybook. I'm a Catholic school grad of 12 years, and I date and I highlight and I make lists every day of what's most important that I need to get done. And then I highlight when they are completed. Love this. All right. Optimizing productivity. All right. So another tip is minimizing distractions. So you can there's all types of apps that will literally shut everything off around you. It'll shut your social media, your Slack, anything that's going to cause a distraction. You can set those. Again, setting those dedicated work hours and establishing a nice workspace. This is my workspace, guys. I love it. I did this in 2017. Before then, it was like this ugly puke green. And my English bulldog was like in here farting all the time. And I didn't enjoy being, but after I redid it, I now call it my oasis to be for my family. I have a video about this on my YouTube channel, petanycoach.com/YouTube. Holy cannoli. It skyrocketed my productivity. All right. Again, the time managing. Yeah, talk about that.
I was going to tell you this because I haven't told you yet. So this weekend, you know that we had the great flood in my house, the great flood of March. And I swapped offices, I went upstairs and Joe went downstairs, right? Yeah. And he never moved out of his office. All he did was clear off the desk. That's all he did. So he never moved out of the office. So I've been living with his stuff and my stuff, trying to do it. So this weekend on Sunday, I had it, and you would be so proud of me. From 8 a.m. until 7 p.m., I packed up all of his crap and moved his stuff out and moved all mine in. And I have like the best little workspace now. I just hate the green walls, but I can deal with that for a while. But it's
green
all
walls.
I don't like the green walls, but that's okay. But I have the perfect workspace now. And I have all my I love Highland cows. I have all my little Highland cows up there now and all my positive stuff. And now I like working again.
Yeah. Creating a space that's going to inspire you. I have a sign over my door. I wish you could see it, but it says she created a life she loved, and I have it framed. And that always reminds me that like I'm in control of what I'm manifesting and what I'm creating in my life. I am in control. Billy would not, if I had this office with Billy, he'd be like, you're not hanging that up. That's so weird. We need to create a space that's going to make us feel more productive and more at peace. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, okay. Exactly.
So effective time management and prioritization practices are essential for pet sitters and pet sitting business owners to thrive, but also to maintain a healthy work-life balance. If you utilize time management techniques, if you get really good at setting your priorities, again, no email, scheduling, voicemail as soon as you get up, that's other people's to-dos. Creating a schedule that works for you, figuring out how to optimize your productivity so you can maximize efficiency, and then find time for the personal activities in your life and the people in your life that fill you up. This is going to create that healthy work-life balance. All right.
You should, if you get a chance, I know you told me to pipe in and I am today. I'm on fire this afternoon for some reason, and I never am, but you should, if you ever get a chance, go out and watch some of Ed Sheridan, watch some of his videos about him talking about the fact that he gave up his phone for a year. He gave up his cell phone for a year, and he did it because every time he woke up, he's right away, he was looking at other people's priorities because they were always emailing him for something they needed.
Right.
And so, so now he's changed his life around because of what you just said. He doesn't answer emails or anything like that now because he's like, that's what you need. It's not what I need. Yeah. So you should really, I watched the whole thing on that and I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive. So I always make sure that that's not the first thing I do in the morning. I get coffee. Yeah. I go do what I need to do first before, like you said, before I go and see what other people need from me.
Right. It's like priming the pump. It's like priming the pump. We talk about having an amazing morning routine in the mastermind as well, where you get up and you are meditating, journaling, exercising, and it doesn't have to be 30 minutes of exercise. We're talking like 10 minutes, get the blood flowing, whatever you need to do to set yourself up for success during the day. Because I know when I don't do those practices, the day rules me versus me ruling my day. Right. So that's very helpful for me in terms of where I am in my life and my career with my family. That's very important. All right, let's talk about the power of delegation and outsourcing. I know that's a scary topic for most. Oh, Debbie's here. Hi, Debbie. All right, so let's see. Oops. All right, so the benefits of delegating tasks to a team. This is going to allow you to focus on high-value activities and core business functions. My friend Debbie, who's here, we're really working on that right now, of getting her out of working in her business so she can work on her business. Because when you're stuck working in it all the time, you don't have time to focus on these things. All right. If you're able to delegate, you can increase your efficiency and productivity by distributing your workload. You do not have to do everything. And you can facilitate business growth by leveraging the expertise and skills of others. So you don't need to learn about WordPress. You don't need to learn about Google Analytics. You don't need to learn about ActiveCampaign if you don't want to. There are people who are skilled in these areas that could easily implement a strategy or an automation or something for you and get it done in a fraction of the time versus, so that's another thing. People are never accounting for what their time is worth. Make sense? So it may take you 2 months to learn how to use ActiveCampaign, but if you had a virtual assistant who could easily put it into action for you, it's done, it's over, and it's just working in the background. You paid them, yes, but it's saving you all that time, which is your most precious asset.
What do I always tell our new students when they come in? They always say, okay, I've got a question about ActiveCampaign. I always say, that is not my zone of genius. And when I was a student, I didn't even do it.
Yeah, right.
It was never my zone of genius. I took that to heart when you taught me as a student. If it's not your zone of genius, and if it takes you more than a half an hour to figure it out, you need to hire somebody to do it. And I literally took that to heart with ActiveCampaign when we were learning automations. And I was like, I hear you for that one, sister.
Yeah, it was a relief, right?
Yep.
So the first step in this, you want to assess the tasks that are time consuming, but do not require your expertise. So this is a perfect example of what we just talked about, ActiveCampaign. Then you can identify repetitive or administrative tasks that can be easily taught. So managing my pet sitting software, answering the phones, doing the emails, reservation requests. That was something that was for me, one of the first things that I was able to delegate. Because it took a whole lot of time to do all that stuff. We don't even account for that. I mean, that's like a whole lot of time, the management part of the business. Then determine the tasks that do not directly contribute to business growth or client satisfaction. All right. So really getting clear on, okay, is this worth my time? And if it does need to get done, delegate it. But if it doesn't need to get done, eliminate it. Because if it doesn't need your expertise, move it along.
Carla has a great one. Carla's got a great one. She said, I'm jumping over to Facebook so we can see the names. Carla said that she hired a VA to check the mileage on visit times during the month so that when she does payroll, it goes faster for her. That's a great example. You know what I mean?
Example. That would be a huge time suck.
Right. I thought that's a great idea. I mean, great.
Awesome.
And she's got the rest of the comments. So that's awesome.
All right. So people are like, all right, well, what do I do? How do I find reliable, trustworthy individuals or companies? Now, I'm not going to go into super detail. I did a very detailed training on this at the end of September on how to hire a virtual assistant. I will do that again at some point, but just to give you just like a quick, options for you. So first, seek recommendations from your trusted colleagues or industry associations. Ask, hey, does anybody have a virtual assistant that could help me do this? Do you recommend anybody? You conduct through interviews to assess skills, experience, and reliability. So after somebody recommends somebody or you find somebody, hop on Zoom, see if that one, you can communicate well. 2, see what their skills are. 3, see if they can give you some samples of the work that they do and see if you like it. Always check references to make sure that the other people that they worked with are happy. And that's just a basic way where you can start. All right. So you can also go to Pet Sitter VA, which is right here. Okay. That is our virtual assistant agency that I created specifically for pet sitters. And it came with Jess and I actually thought of it last summer for our multiply and launch and grow students, because we wanted to make it as easy as possible for them to put things into action. So we have industry specific virtual assistants. If you're interested in learning more, go to petsitterva.com. All right. All right. Let's go here. All right. So here's a success story of Sarah, who first delegated her social media to our VA agency, resulting in increased online presence and client engagement, which then resulted in an explosion of new clients for her that she was not expecting at all. She had no idea what she was doing with social media. One of our experts took it over, and she has been signing up clients left and right. She also delegated her recruiting tasks to our agency, which resulted in her being able to build a dream team, which then gave her more money in her business, more time. So now she's working less, but she's making more. And now she can nurture the relationships in her life and actually enjoy her life. And before, she was completely stuck working in her business. All right. So Mark, for example, hired a team of pet sitters, which allowed him to expand his services so then he could bring on more customers. And he delegated his customer service tasks to a manager. And this person responded to inquiries faster, which enhanced the overall customer experience. So with a reliable team, Mark could take vacations and enjoy personal time while his business continued to thrive. All right. So the one went with a virtual assistant. The other one decided to hire a few pet sitters and then hire like a local manager. So those are 3 different ways that you can free up more time in your business and in your life. All right. So delegation and outsourcing are powerful tools for pet sitting business owners to achieve their work-life balance and their business growth. By delegating to a team, you can focus on the high value activities that's going to move the needle in your business. All right. All right. Now let's go into a little bit more detail about, do you have anything to say about that, Jess? About delegating?
No, you nailed that one on the head. I have nothing to say on that one.
All right. So let's get a little bit more into establishing those boundaries and communicating with clients. All right. So we want you to clearly define your availability and working hours to your customers, and then you need to communicate that to them. So how do you do this? You put this on your website. You put this in the signature of your email. You have it. You have an email autoresponder that goes out if a client emails you after hours or on the weekends. Did I say voicemail message? Did I already say that?
Not yet. Not yet.
Or your voicemail message. Or you have a message on your Facebook Messenger. I mean, there are ways that you can create those expectations with people that are trying to reach you, but you need to clearly define it, and then you need to stick to it.
Stick to
what
them.
you don't want to do,
say that.
Yeah, set it and then be like, oh, I'm just going to do it. I'm not doing anything right now. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Like, no, then you're creating that new expectation. All right. Set realistic response times and inform clients about the expected turnaround for their inquiries or requests. All right. So you may have a emergency. They think it's an emergency. You know, I actually have some scripts for you that I'll give you some examples, but let them know if I receive this message on a weekend or past office hours, you will hear from me the next business day. And then establish guidelines for emergencies and communicate the process for handling urgent situations. So for me, who has a team of 45 sitters, we're always monitoring, you know, on the weekends and evenings, but really they should be communicating with the sitter. That's the person that they're in contact with. All right. So here are some scripts and key phrases for assertive communication. Thank you for reaching out. I strive to provide the best care for all pets and to ensure that I've designated working hours from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. We will respond to your inquiry during regular business hours. Number 2, I understand your urgency, but please note that I prioritize emergencies and I will respond to your non-urgent requests within 48 hours. That's even a little assertive for me, but there you go. I apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. Let's work together to resolve the issue. How can we find a suitable alternative that meets your needs? All right. So I need you to be here at 11 o'clock at night. Well, I don't do visits after 9 p.m., but I already left town and that dog has to go out at 11 o'clock at night. I apologize for any inconvenience this has caused. Let's work together to resolve this issue. How can we find a suitable alternative that meets your needs? But you're creating a boundary. You're willing to work with them, but you're not going to say, okay, I'm going to go over at 11. I used to get bamboozled, man. I used to do all that. All right. So setting clear boundaries and effectively communicating with pet sitting clients is crucial for maintaining professional relationships and managing expectations. If you establish boundaries regarding your availability, your response times, and your working hours, you can ensure a healthy work-life balance. Utilize the scripts I just gave you or key phrases to assertively communicate your boundaries and address client concerns. Remember that open and transparent communication is key to building trust and providing exceptional pet care services. All right. So in conclusion, We're going to recognize the signs of exhaustion. All right. So being exhausted all the time, being forgetful, being moody, this is not a normal state of mind. Yes, of course it happens, but it's not. If this is like going on for way too long, you need to understand that you're mentally and physically exhausted. All right. I want you to reflect on how overworking in your business is truly affecting your life. What are the consequences of this? Are your relationships suffering? Is your overall health suffering? Is the business itself suffering? All right. Then you want to implement the strategies to avoid exhaustion and burnout. Work on your time management skills. Consider delegating the administrative work to a manager or a virtual assistant, and consider building a team to take some of the workload off of you. And again, if you are anti building a team, partner with other pet sitters in your service area so you guys can support each other, so you guys can enjoy your lives. Remember, your business is supposed to serve you, not the other way around. All right. So in my Multiply Mastermind, we teach all of the strategies for these. If you're interested in learning more, you can go to applytomultiply.com. All the information about the program is there. Or you can also download our program guide at petnannycoach.com/program-guide. All right. And as always, we give complimentary strategy sessions for pet sitters that are looking to scale their businesses, but don't really know how to do it. And to do that, you can go to meetwithcolleen.com, fill out the application, and we'll hop on a call and see if we can help you create the results in your business that you want. All right, Jess, anything else to close on exhaustion, overwhelm, and work-life balance?
Nope, I think we nailed it. Just remember, take time for yourself. I mean, you're the only person that's going to take care of you. Nobody else will. So take time for yourself.
As Nana Leonard said.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you need anything, you know where to reach us. We're always here to support you any way that we can. We want you to love your business. It's not only about making more money, it's about the quality of life. I'm really trying to get this through to you guys. It doesn't have to be so hard. It doesn't have to be so tiring. If you set things up in such a way, you can make money and enjoy your life and service so many wonderful pet owning clients. There's an easier way. All right. All right. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.